let me just... Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you the premise of this video since I haven't told you anything.
Okay. Surprise.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Paris Haute Couture Week.
Paris Couture.
Yeah, which is what's happening right now. So we're
What?
we're during day 3 of the 4 days. But we're going to talk about 3 collections from the first 2 days.
3 collections about Paris. What is couture? I know it's fashion.
Yeah,
that's
a great question. Okay, so couture is haute couture is kind of like the art version of the like fashion cycle. So like these pieces that I'm going to show you aren't really something that like people would wear out day to day, or
so
like
it's
is going to be like watered down at H&M, you know, like a month later. It's like this is like art.
So this is like when people wear like the swimming pool that's inflatable on their body.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the place that you like see most of these designs end up is like red carpets. So like, you know, like the Grammys or whatever.
Sweet. That's cool.
Yeah. So we're the 3 collections we're going to talk about. The first one is Iris van Herpen.
Oh.
I've never said her name aloud.
She sounds like she has a famous
Dutch.
name. Oh,
yeah.
Dutch and famous.
Yeah,
Whoa.
so she's a famous designer for sure. And I'm going to just like show you some of the clips and pictures from this collection, and then you're going to react to them with me.
Okay.
Because I know a thing or two about fashion. I went to school for fashion. And you, Brian, what do you know about fashion?
I always wear 2 pairs of socks. And that's all I know.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's good. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to show you just some of her collection. And the nice thing about, well, I mean, it's hard to say the nice thing about COVID, but the nice thing about COVID is that all of the collections are like released on the internet like pretty much immediately, where before it's like they had the live show and then later it would kind of come out.
Right.
But yeah, so that's the nice thing.
So we get to see it all right now.
Okay, so I'm going to show you. Oh, that's a little teaser. A little teaser.
Cancel. No, just kidding.
Okay, all right, there we go. So I have the sound off so that we can talk about it. But, so that's the first piece.
Oh. She looks like a flower.
It's interesting that you say that.
Yeah.
Because this collection is called Roots of Rebirth.
Oh.
Plants. And so Iris van Herpen, she typically does stuff with like nature and bodies. Like that's kind of her thing.
Cool.
Is she likes the combination of like nature and bodies. And this collection is based all off mushrooms.
What? So this girl right now is a mushroom. Like she's not a mushroom.
Inspired by mushrooms.
Oh
so it's like the, you know, the spores, the way they look, the way they grow on like trees and, you know, logs and stuff. I don't know where mushrooms grow. But yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and she made it pretty too. Like I never seen a mushroom so beautiful before.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, good for her.
But yeah, so that's there's 21 looks, and they're all about the way that like the movement of the natural thing, which is the mushrooms in this case, connects with like the movement of the model.
Dude, she's so creative to be like, I'm gonna stick a mushroom on this woman. Like, you know?
Yeah. And one thing I like about this show too is you'll see the ground is like dirt.
What?
And so when the models are walking, there's like puffs of dirt that come up when they walk.
Oh,
and I think that's really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Dirt, get out of here. Oh my goodness, it's like steamy dirt. Like it's like
well, steaming. I think some shots they like do something to make it move around, but
so they're like dramatic,
cool, right? Like, yeah. So what are your impressions of this?
Okay, immediately first thing that came to thought of is, do you know Toad from Super Mario?
I'm familiar.
his entire fashion is also inspired by a
That's
mushroom.
true. Well, is
So
that what he's wearing, or is that his
hat,
body?
it's either his like hats or his head is just a mushroom. To be determined, but like
yeah, we'll get to the
so
bottom
like
of that.
she's kind of like taking a she's
A
like
little
Super
Super Mario
Mario.
Bros.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's make Toad kind of beautiful, like kind of like
yeah.
Toad glam.
I
You
like
know?
that. You've got a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing that's really cool about this collection is that the crowns, which so far there haven't shown
Right.
any crowns, but I'll point them out when they come up. They were in a collaboration with Casey Curran, who is
Ooh.
like a artist that makes like moving installations. And so the crowns, when they're walking down, they're like continuously moving
No
and
way.
shaping. But
I'm
they haven't
spooked.
shown up yet, but I'll
I'm
point them out.
spooked by crown. Oh,
Oh, there's
right
one
as
of
you
them.
say it,
There's
there's
one of
crowns.
them, yeah. So do you see how it's moving? Like
Oh,
each,
like the feather,
yeah, like the
right?
tendrils are kind of moving. Yeah.
I wonder. I wish she would like be like say which mushroom it is for like every dress. Be like, this is this mushroom, like you know,
yeah.
like you know. Because
Well,
I'm like,
I'll pull up some pictures of mushrooms
oh,
after, and we can look at them and kind of compare.
oh,
This
this
one is one of my favorite
cool.
ones. Yeah.
Look at that. Like, I don't know how to describe that bottom. It's like an octopus.
Almost, yeah,
Nah, I
like
don't know.
tentacles, like
Yeah, it's like
tendrils. Yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah.
eat you up.
One thing I really like about IVH is like her use of movement. I think is really cool. Like every time
Right.
the model moves, the whole garment like changes shape, and that's really cool, and not
What?
something that is often like done. So
The whole garment changing shape.
yeah.
Okay, she uses like cool models too. Like they all have different haircuts. I wonder if she
Yeah.
like shaved this model's head because I hear they do that
Maybe.
sometimes.
Yeah, they do that sometimes. I mean, one thing about her show compared to the other two we're going to look at is hers is probably the most diverse.
Her show? Oh, good for her.
Oh, and look, this is important. So this is the first plus size model to walk her runway.
Really?
Yeah. And what I really like about the way that she uses this plus size model is that she really is kind of like using her body to make the piece.
It's so natural and it like
yeah, it looks like it was like made for her almost.
Yeah, and she fits so in with every other model too. Like you like wouldn't think there's any difference, you know?
Yeah. Okay, let's look at some mushrooms.
Okay, that's what I want to do too. Mushroom.
But I'll show you the showstopper real quick.
Wait, is there ever fashion? Is fashion ever considered to be like bad? Like, would reviewers ever look at a dress and be like, "That dress is terrible"?
Yes.
What was she thinking?
And the next collection that I'm going to show you, I don't think is very good.
Because this one was like all beautiful.
I really like this one. It's like not, if you were familiar with like other stuff that she's done, I think it wouldn't be as jarring to you because it's like she does stuff like this quite a bit.
So it's all pretty moving.
Yeah, but I do really like this collection. I think she did a good job.
Yeah.
I think she went back to basics on some of them, but then also like added new parts. So this is the showstopper. So this is kind of like the most extravagant piece.
Oh, so this is the fine. Well, it looks like it would take so much work to be honest, because
a lot of things are hand sewn. See, look at the way the crown moves.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a mechanism. I mean, I don't know science, but
what mushroom is that? We need to know. A mushroom with like feathers, like that's like a lot.
Well, it reminds me of like the spores that will like come out.
Oh, is that? Oh, I forget that spores could be a part of it.
So here, I'll show you.
What a cool! Like, I love that woman like she lived her life and she got to a point where she's like, you know what? I'm gonna make like funky dresses and I'm gonna do it for fashion, like you know.
Yeah.
Oh my! You can totally see with the blue one how it's just like.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, look at these. That looks like a lot of the stuff we saw too.
What?
I like that one.
Oh, here's an octopus looking one. Some octopus mushrooms.
But yeah, so you can see where the like textures and colors.
Dude, that one is like.
Yeah, it's blowing its spores out.
Ooh, that's.
So yeah, you can see like where the thought process is.
Okay, this one makes me think of like some of her dresses she did, like the feathery one almost. But
exactly.
Well,
so you get it now. You kind of get the.
Yeah, I'm
All right,
fashion
what
certified now.
you are.
I like know it.
Okay, on a scale of 1 through 5, what would you give this one?
Out of 5.
Out of
1
5.
to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Got like 4.5. Like
4.5.
really good.
Okay, why not a full 5?
Why not a full 5? Because I don't know. I feel like I'm dipping my toes in, and I was like, "Whoa, this is really cool."
Mm-hmm.
And that's what that was. That's it.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
That's
"Whoa,
all.
that's really cool." But I don't know what would be a 5. Like what would blow me
Yeah.
away. Like I don't know. Like a
Yeah.
squirrel. Like I'm just
We'll find out. We'll see if we get to 5 out of these 3.
Right.
Yeah, if it was me, I would probably give this like a 4 out of 5. I think
Okay,
it was
sweet.
really good. I think she did a great job.
It's pretty.
It's not, if you look at her past stuff, it's not that different, but I still think it was exciting. I was excited to see like what the next look was. Every look that I saw, I enjoyed. So
did you know who this was before
Yes.
Fashion Week? Oh, so she is pretty
she's
famous.
known, yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
how do you feel about her as a designer? Like where?
I like her as a designer.
Is she your favorite?
No, she's not.
You have a favorite then.
I have favorites. And one
Okay,
of
good.
them, Rahul Mishra, is one of my favorite designers, and his
Woo!
show is tomorrow.
Oh, so we
have yet to see it. But he's one of my favorite designers. I met him when I went to India.
You met him?
I met him and his wife and his daughter several
What?
times.
You met his whole family a bunch?
Mm-hmm.
How did this happen? How did this work out?
We were lucky enough that we got to tour his kind of like workspace, so where he like makes everything and designs everything.
Cool.
And then we also met up with him at the FDCI, which is the Fashion Design Council of India.
What?
And we got to talk to him there and like ask him questions and stuff like that, and he's just so
That's
cool.
super like wild.
Yeah.
Did you go just for this fashion event? Like, did you go just?
No,
for
it wasn't an event there.
Oh, we were just like, I gotta meet him. I gotta go.
Yeah, he wasn't as known at that point. He hadn't had like a Paris Fashion Week collection at that point. But now he's had a few.
So he took off.
And he'll have one tomorrow too. So I'm very excited to see that. Okay, the next one we're gonna talk about is Chanel.
Chanel.
Are you familiar with
the
Chanel?
perfume? Yes.
Yeah, they have perfume and clothes.
They do clothes too.
Yes, they do. Yeah,
Wow.
The only thing I'll say about it beforehand, because I don't want to judge your opinion of it, is that this is probably my least favorite of the 3 that we're gonna look at.
See, I'm skewed by it too because I already know Chanel is like expensive, so I'm like expensive.
Well, all of
Just kidding.
these that we're looking at are very expensive.
Yeah, I'm
like
sure
you
it's
and
like
I
a
would
lot.
not be able to afford them. Here's the Chanel collection.
Oh, it's like an army.
Yeah, so I don't know why they decided to do this. But they start with all the models coming out and like walking down and walking through, and then after that it starts doing like look by look. I don't really know why they chose to do that. That's not something I would have done. So because it's kind of giving away all the looks right at the beginning, which I mean it's black and white to us in this video. So that's a little different. We can't see the colors and stuff. But it is like, I don't know. I thought it was a strange choice.
Right. Will it stop being black and white?
It will.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So we can actually see it.
Yeah. Once they come out like one by one, it'll start being in color. But yeah, it's not the choice I would have made. But
do they have one designer for Chanel? Because I know it's not a person, but is it?
Well, so kind of the way these fashion houses work is that there's one like creative director, and they're the ones that kind of comes up with the vision. And then for people that are actually making the garments or like refining the sketches, making the patterns, things like that, that's like a huge team of people.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's under the direction of one person, and she'll come out at the end, but it's not one person makes everything and like does all that stuff. So.
Huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if like they ever like how much their vision changes throughout. Because it's like, even just looking at the Chanel, sorry to say this about you, Chanel, it looks like you could maybe like just like buy it anywhere. Some of it, but not all of it.
Now we're in color.
See, now that's a different world. So I wonder how much they have to change their vision to be like, okay, we got to be realistic, like, you know?
Well, that's what's interesting about couture is
Yeah.
that that's kind of where like the ready to wear collections is, you are kind of making it for a specific customer in mind because
Oh.
you're making the pieces to be sold, which you are with couture as well, but it's a little
Hmm.
different because it's more of your chance to be artistic and be kind of
So,
crazy.
like, with
hmm
this is not with a specific person in mind to buy it, or it
I
is?
mean, kind of, but like it's more creative freedom than they
Right.
normally have.
Who do you think Chanel is trying to, like, send a message to? Like, who do they want to see this?
Real quick, I want to talk about this girl.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about this.
So this girl coming up is the only plus size model in this collection.
Her?
No,
Oh.
the girl with the long coat. You'll see. It hasn't shown her this person.
What?
Yeah, and what I don't like about this is that she's the only plus size model in this collection, and they gave her a piece that could really be on anyone. It's just a
Yeah.
long, very tailored coat. It has like a straight silhouette, which I feel like if you're gonna, yeah, her there.
Well, she just, yeah, you
If
can't
you're gonna use
tell
someone
anything.
with curves, I feel like it's nice to use
Right.
that. Like that's what I liked about Iris van Herpen is
Right.
she with the plus size model she used, it very much felt like her body was part of it.
Yeah, it was
Where
like,
this, it's like anyone they could have put that on
it was like the
anybody.
token plus size person
Exactly.
in
Like
it, like, you
here's
know?
the plus size person, get off our backs, but
Right.
she's wearing like one of the least interesting looks.
Dang.
Mhm.
Dang.
But back to the who this client is for.
Mm-hmm.
So the vision behind this collection was to be like a wedding. So you'll
Oh.
see the showstopper is a wedding dress.
Okay, that makes
So I'll
sense.
point that one out. These guys are like supposed to be kind of like the wedding guests.
Hmm.
So that's kind of what the vision is for this. I don't, maybe people would wear these to weddings, but I think that's not really the
Like
goal.
the
That's just kind
wedding.
of like what the ambiance is, if that makes sense.
Right, like the vibe.
Mhm.
They're very into like square-ish shapes, I've noticed. Like
Yeah.
everything feels like
I mean, Chanel is typically very structured. That comes from kind of like the history of Chanel, is that it was Chanel really became a designer in the 1920s when
yeah.
that kind of like tomboy flapper girl thing was first coming around. So everything was very
Oh,
structured
so
and very
that's how they
square.
got really big.
So that's like, this is kind of based on the history of that, but with new stuff. And the reason I don't really like this collection is that it feels like something I've seen before.
Yeah.
Like all of these things are very pretty, but it's not anything new. Nothing she's done here is like that revolutionary or that beautiful. And I feel like
Yeah.
if this was
feel
like a
that.
ready to wear collection, I wouldn't be as judgmental on it because it's like, yeah, her customer has come to expect a certain kind of look. But since this is the couture collection, I wish that they had just like had a little more fun with it because I
Right.
don't think this is really that groundbreaking.
Yeah, I really don't think it's like I don't know. I think it's maybe it got in the show because they're Chanel's so famous, but like, can you just get in the show as anyone? Because I feel like the I don't know if this would get in if they weren't Chanel. Like, you know?
Yeah, so you're saying like if this was just like a random designer, it wouldn't
Right.
get. Yeah, because the way these kind of fashion weeks work is you kind of,
Need to be famous or
well, a little bit. I mean, you kind of need to like either be invited into them or be good enough that you get noticed and then invited in. That I'm
oh,
kind
so
of
one of the
explaining
two.
it badly,
So
but
you
you get
have
what I
to
mean.
you need an invite. So Chanel
Yeah, so
obviously
like
gets
I
an
couldn't
invite.
just sign up and be part of it.
Okay, you have to like
They
people
have to like
notice you.
ask you, kind of.
Okay, that makes
Essentially.
sense. This one I like. That one I like. Even like I
Mhm.
don't. If I'm honest, the shape I don't love as much, but I love the colors and like the fabric they use in the design.
Yeah,
I
I do
love
like
those.
this one. Yeah, there's a few that I do like, but it's not my favorite. I just feel like it's something I've seen before, Like it
Yeah.
looks nice, it's pretty, like each piece is beautiful, but it's not anything.
See, I'm terrible, and I don't think each piece is
Oh,
beautiful.
really?
Like like some of them good. Other ones I'm like, yeah, it's all right. My grandma would love this. I feel like and all these clothes. She'd be like, I would wear that all the time because like my grandma, she like lived in Milwaukee when she was 19, and she'd go out every night and she'd like dress up, and I'd be like, Grandma, like, whoa, look at you
Grandma,
go.
you're killing it.
And she, you know what her job was?
What?
She was a calculator. Was her job for like a milk selling company, and
So
she would like
just,
add
did
up
all
the
the
sales.
math?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I would be horrible at that job.
me
I
too.
literally cannot do basic math.
That's why we're looking at fashion.
That's why we're fashion designers. Oh, this piece I do like. This
Oh
one
yeah,
I
the
like.
fluff. That one
I
looks
really
like work.
like, one of my favorite things with fashion is texture and movement. And so I
Right.
really like when like things kind of utilize that. Like I
Yeah.
said with the Iris van Herpen collection, I like that when the model moves, the shape of the garment kind of changes. So that's why I like
Right.
that one.
Well, and each piece like gives off a like it's kind of communicating something to you. It's like telling you like
Exactly.
I'm wearing this because like this is kind of like what I'm representing, how I'm feeling. Like, you know, like obviously not the models themselves because they don't pick it, like, you know.
Yeah.
But like
I get what
it's
you're
kind of
saying.
communicating a message of like, okay, this is who I am. Like by what you wear, it's like this is who I am. And like I love the ones that are like just like, yeah, I'm kind of having fun with it. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like the
I agree.
colorful ones that are
I
pretty,
think
like,
you'll
you know.
like this next collection I'm going to show you.
Okay, good. This one I love though.
I
I
do
love
like
that's
that
might
one.
be my favorite one. But
I
I
do
wish they
like
didn't
that
put
one.
her in sunglasses and a ponytail.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's good. I like this. We're
Right.
literally just making a video of our opinions. Okay, this is the showstopper.
Is she riding a horse?
She's riding a horse.
What? How did they get you to do this, horse? How did they get you to do this?
Who is paying the horse?
Horse? No, you're right, horse.
Yeah.
Run!
I want to know what that horse's benefits were. But anyway, so
Wow.
this is the showstopper.
Oh, was that
so this
supposed
is
to
like
be-
the wedding gown. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, all right. Oh, I wouldn't wear it to my wedding. No offense, but
I wouldn't either. So this piece to me is very like 70s,
Yeah.
70s, late 70s, early 80s, like very, like this is very similar to like my mom's wedding dress.
What? Really?
Well, this is
What?
obviously much fancier, but my
Yeah.
mom's wedding dress was like a long skirt. Oh my God.
Disaster.
My mom's wedding dress was like a long skirt and a jacket, and that's essentially what this is. And so I think it's pretty, but would I have made it my showstopper? No, because your showstopper is supposed to be like,
well, but horse
powerful.
the horse was like way more
and that's
part of
the
it than.
designer.
Oh, that is?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, designer, for putting all this work. Okay. For the dress, I feel like it was like the sharp edges just communicate like,
Yeah, she had shoulder pads.
I'm tough and I'm strict and I'm gonna kill you. Like, you know,
gosh.
like I don't know. That's just how I feel about like it's like a message of power. Like I'm powerful.
Yeah.
But it's also like oh, like I don't know, just spooky.
Yeah.
Just like I don't know, not what I would want to wear on the wedding day. But if I wanted to communicate with power, I would do like there was like the red mushroom dress where it was like it was like kind of streaky and pointy, and that's how I'd want to communicate my power, like fire. But there it was like I'm cold, like you know.
Yeah, it was very conservative almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like that. Like I don't want to tell you stuff. Like, you know, it's not your business. Like that's Chanel's vibe to me. Chanel's vibe is like, it's not your business. I don't want to talk to you. And that's how like you know, that's how right,
Yeah.
like, you know. Right.
Okay, this next collection and the last one we're gonna look at is Valentino.
Valentino.
Do you know anything about Valentino?
I know the name. I've heard it, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's hats. Like, oh my.
Hats?
Oh, I know this because there's that meme where it's like all over my white Valentino bag. Like, you know,
yeah,
that's why I know
vine.
what it is. Yes, because of the vine.
Yes.
That's why I know what it is. But that's the only thing I know about it. Oh,
That's very different.
my
than
white
what I-
Valentino bag.
My white Valentino bag. Oh wait. Oh, so for the Chanel collection, 1 to 5, where would
1
you
to
put it?
5, where would I put it? Sorry, Chanel.
Be honest.
1. Sorry, Chanel. I'm sorry, Chanel. I'm sorry.
Okay,
there
okay.
was that one dress that I would give like a 5, the black one, where
Yeah,
she
the
had
black
the sunglasses,
one with the belly
but not the
out.
sunglasses. I don't want those. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry. But I love the belly out one,
Mhm.
just because I was like, wow. I love how she looked like she was like a witch. Like she like was like, oh yeah, I got shadow magic or something, and that was cool.
I
to
like
me.
that vibe. Yeah.
But the rest of it was like, I don't know. I just like wasn't a fan of like the square, like, just like square, like sharp.
Very like utilitarian.
Yes, utilitarian, which like can be like if you're trying to portray powerful, I feel like you can make like cool, powerful stuff, but not have it be like, oh, like we don't look like we'd be friends. Like it would be cool if like we'd be like, oh, you look powerful and we'd be friends. Like that would be cool. That would be
okay.
awesome.
So 1 out of 5 for that.
Yeah, 1 out of 5. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I would give them like a 1.5 out of 5.
Oh, so you are more generous. But you also know way more about fashion.
Well, I do think it's like it's not a bad collection,
right?
But it's just
they worked hard.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. But it's just not, like, based off, like, all of the Chanel collections from 2020, to me, were better than that one. Yeah. And so it's kind of like a rough way to start the year,
No, sad Chanel.
But
it's all right.
Maybe they'll get better.
It's a time of change. It's 2021 now. Things are different.
Exactly.
Gonna be different. So you got another chance, Chanel. Keep going.
You have more chances. Okay, so this Valentina collection is called Code Temporel.
Oh my goodness! They did it in a castle. Wow, that is pretty.
I love this, like that they chose, and I love that you can see like the reflection of everything in the floor.
Oh my gosh, they like went all out. First thing that catches my eye is her shoes.
Yeah, agreed.
Like
the shoes, I think hands down, Valentino wins the shoe.
Wow.
Out of at least what we've seen so far. Like the shoes in this are unreal.
Yeah, like that is ginormous. And I do actually like the vibe of like she's kind of just like a shape, like
Yeah, with the cape.
Yeah. Yeah, I like I want capes to come into fashion.
I think they're gonna.
You think they are?
Yeah, really? There's a lot of capes this year.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know because capes are cool. It's just like you're just like, who are you, mysterious stranger?
Why do you have a cape?
Like what are you trying to say?
Are you
like
Batman?
But
yeah, and I love this coat. This is I'm obsessed with this coat.
Oh my, I can't even see it. What is this coat?
She's getting closer, don't worry.
Whoa, girl. It is so pink.
Very fuchsia.
Oh, she's like taking it off. Drama.
Okay, so here is something.
Oh, it's so pink.
Yeah, very, very bright pink.
I like it.
So something in this one that has never been done before in Valentino history is that in this collection, there are both men and women.
They haven't done that before?
No, and that's not super common. I mean, in the last two we watched, it was mostly women, or at least like feminine presenting.
I think it was all women in the last two. You're right.
Yep.
And so now a man.
Exactly. So they have masculine and feminine presenting people, which I think is really cool.
Cool.
It's the first time they've ever done it. And the creative director of Valentino just said, he was like, it's not about the gender, it's about the clothes.
Whoa.
And I think that that's something that
has
been like ramping up in fashion for the past couple years. So it's cool to see it be at like a couture level.
So do you think that means the future is like the gender divide for clothing is like gonna like the gap is closing
I
more?
think so, because I think the gender divide in general is closing more. Like, what do you think?
I think it is, and I'm happy about it.
Non-binary people or like people that don't identify as male or female are like, getting more out there.
Yeah, and it's like
more recognized.
I hope there's some in this fashion show.
I bet there are. I bet there are. Yeah.
Dang. Kate, also what I love about it is that there's actually color, because I feel like so many of the fashion things, like of Chanel, was like when the colorful ones were the ones I liked. But then sometimes, like, I think I like it more when it's like, oh, bring some color back. No. Even like our modern fashion, a lot of it is like tame colors, like, Well,
I do like that, and that's something that Valentino's kind of known for. And so this collection that they did is actually, there's a lot more neutral tones than they typically do.
Really?
And I really like that they did that as well, because to me it was kind of saying, like, we can do anything. Yeah. Like, look, we can do these super colorful pieces, but we can also do a completely white outfit like this one coming up, or a piece that's completely neutral and it's still interesting to look at.
Yeah, that's super, super good.
majority.
Okay, I keep forgetting to look at the shoes, but I know the shoes are powerful in this.
Yeah, and another thing.
His gloves, his sweater
That's
vest.
what I was
Yes.
just gonna say. Another accessory I really like from this collection is the gloves.
Yeah.
A lot of them have long, over the elbow leather gloves on, and I love that. And I think that is definitely something we're gonna continue to see throughout the fashion cycle this year. Is long ass gloves.
Long ass gloves.
Yes.
That's super cool. That's like Princess Peach. See, Toad, Princess Peach, all of Mario.
Has discovered the conspiracy that all of fashion is just based off like the Mario world.
Nintendo, get on it. They are stealing your ideas.
Nintendo, you need to sue some people. So what do you think of this one so far?
Okay, what do I think of this the whole spiel, not spiel, but like like the thing. I don't know. I would say it's like I loved the mushroom one so much, so it's hard to beat the mushroom.
The mushroom one is very cool.
But I like this one better than Chanel, but it still feels like as like somebody who doesn't know fashion, the Fashion Week set feels like a dangerous stranger, like a mysterious alien. Like I mean like it doesn't feel like somebody you would easily become friends with. I don't know if that makes any sense. So this has the same vibe of like, I don't know if we would easily become friends. Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
Did you get that vibe from the Iris van Herpen?
No, hers was like, we're mushrooms and we're friends. Like, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about the fashion world is so much of it is like, it's all about, I feel like there's always a sense of power from so many of these models.
Well, I think clothes are very powerful.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
And I think something of what you're picking up on too is probably because the models aren't expressing anything.
Right, the models
they're not smiling or anything. Which is because they don't want, the focus is supposed to be on the clothes.
Okay, so like they're trying to ignore the models.
Well, kind of. It's like the way the model moves, the way it looks on a like human body is important. Model. I like that one a lot too. But it's like if I feel like if the model was smiling and
I probably would like it more if they were smiling, I guess.
Well, some shows do that, and it's hard because it does kind of change the vibe of everything. So it kind of depends on what you're going for.
Okay, you just nailed it. It's because like everybody looks so serious and like scary that I'm like, oh,
that you're like, oh, we can't be friends.
I'm like, oh, you're terrifying. Oh my God, what is that? You can kind of
see everything together now.
Oh, now they're all like cute dresses, like
ball gowns. Yeah, so that's the show.
That gown, wow.
Yeah.
It's huge. I do love that gown. I just love like.
And I love that jacket.
Oh, like that, like that's cute. Like it reminds me of pom poms. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Dang. Okay, ball gown style. I just love ball gown style though. Like whoa, like that looks heavy. Like,
yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Gosh, they made her as scary as possible.
And then there's the creative director.
I love the creative director. I love what I honestly might like what he's wearing like the most.
Okay, Brian. So now that you've seen, well, first let's rate this one out of 5. Let's rate the Valentina show out of 5.
I would give it like 2.75.
2.75. Why?
Out of 5, because it's like
that's like
more
right
than half. It's like a little more than half.
Like tiny
so it's like
bit.
Like if this is half, it's like a little. It's like 60%. Like because I like it. That's where it is. That's it.
You like it, but that's.
I like it, but like it's still the same scary vibe of fashion of like. But that's what you're right. It's the models.
Somebody to be nice.
Yeah, I do. But like, even though the models were super scary in the mushroom one, they all had the faces like this. They were still like super like whoa, like cool. Those models.
Yeah.
And the one who I wanted to be friends with from Chanel still was like scary face, but she had the witch outfit on.
Oh,
so
and
it's
you
like,
love that outfit.
Right. So it's like the dresses are communicating something, but it's like what are they communicating?
Yeah.
But I love the designer of this one. I love his hair and what he was wearing.
You just have a crush on him.
Yeah, I got a crush on the. What's his name?
His name. I'm gonna get so much shit for not knowing how to say this. I looked it up earlier.
Okay. Is it gonna pronounce it for us?
Yeah, I literally Googled it earlier because I was like, I better know how to say this name, and then I didn't even remember how to say it. Okay. It's taking a second.
Oh voice.
Pier Paolo Piccioli.
Pier Paolo Piccioli.
Yeah, so you
I
have
like
a crush on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like has a good energy to him.
Yeah, I really like him as a
Yeah.
designer.
Yeah.
Mhm. But yeah, for me, I would give this one a 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, so you loved this one even more than the
really
mushroom.
liked this one. I really liked this one, and the reason I give it more than the mushroom one is because of the inclusion of both men and women. In
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I
That's
really
cool.
thought that was cool. That's something Valentino's never done before.
Go Valentino.
I felt like it was more than time, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so
And-
that's why I would give it as high as I did.
Sweet.
And I really
That's
liked
so
the
good.
pieces too. It wasn't that crazy different than like what Valentino normally does,
Right.
but I really liked it. I felt like it was kind of back to basics, but also like a lot of refresh with like the colors and the textures.
Yeah, that's why I love the pink.
Mhm.
Lots
Exactly.
of pink.
Lots of pink. But yeah, so I would give it high
Mhm.
mostly because of that.
Okay, sweet. Okay, good
So
to
now
know,
that
good to
you've
know.
seen your first 3 couture shows, what do you think? Do you feel
Of
like you know
couture.
more about fashion?
I feel like it was like I feel like it would be like fun to just like be in the audience of the fashion,
Oh,
or it would be even more fun to be on the runway and just be
To
like
be a model?
so serious. Like
Yeah.
it would be so fun. But even designing the clothes would be fun. It's just it's kind of like
I mean, that's what I want to do.
it's kind of like playing pirate to me, as in like it's fun and you do it to be fun. It's like when being dramatic for fun. Like, does that make sense?
So for you, it's kind of like the creativity.
Yeah, it's like you're doing it.
Mhm.
Like you're putting weight to it because you want to. Like you're putting meaning behind it because
Mhm.
like in our world it's just clothes, but you're like putting meaning into it and you're putting
Mhm.
weight, and that's cool. Like it makes it fun. It makes it like whoa, like this stuff is like means something. It has a feeling, like you know. And that's
one thing that I really think is cool about fashion is you can kind of figure out like what the cultural like zeitgeist of the time was by like looking at fashion. So
Right.
like, you know, the wars that happen, political events that happen, things like that, that all is reflected in fashion, but a lot of people just don't realize it.
Right. Well, because now 2020 masks are fashion now. So like that's a part of your fashion. So I would love to see that in a fashion show, is like people putting masks with it. That would be so cool. That'd be like, how do they incorporate that into like the world? Because even if it's just gonna be like for whenever COVID's done, is like when people wear masks. So like I don't know when that's gonna be, but like even if it's just temporary, it'd be so cool to be like, yo, we're incorporating fashion into your world, like you know, like sweet stuff, you know.
What do we want to say to the people that have watched this?
Thank you for watching this so much. I hope you learned a lot about fashion as I did, or if you already knew about fashion, that you thought it was wow.
Yes.
Well, and I hope you don't rate it how I rated Chanel.
Oh yeah. Please
One.
be nicer to us than we were to
Chanel. Sorry, Chanel.
Yeah.
Chanel's the first one commenting. I hate this.
Bye.
Bye.